Welcome back to Mr. Harvey Motivation speech. When someone truly loves you, you don't have to live in the fog of uncertainty. You don't have to wonder where you stand. True love makes it clear, plain, and undeniable. When a man prioritizes you, he makes sure you know without question that you are at the top of his list. Not an option, not a backup plan, not something he fits into the cracks of his life, but the centerpiece of his world. Love is not a guessing game, and when it's real, there's no confusion because his actions tell you everything his words may not. When he prioritizes you, he doesn't just talk about it. He shows it. He makes space for you in his schedule, in his plans, and in his vision for the future. Even when life is busy, even when work is demanding, even when stress piles up, he still finds a way to let you know you matter. That's the power of prioritization in love. It's not about convenience, it's about commitment. Think about it this way. People always make time for what they value most. If you're truly valued, you'll see it in the way he rearranges things, the way he carves out moments, the way he gives you attention even when it's not easy. True love doesn't leave you waiting in the background while everything else comes first. True love says, "You are important to me, so I will move things around if I have to. I will sacrifice comfort. I will sacrifice ease because you matter more." That's why when a man truly loves you, you don't have to beg for his time, you don't have to chase his attention, you don't have to compete with his distractions. You naturally become a priority, and he makes sure you feel that security every single day. Now understand, prioritizing you doesn't mean he has nothing else in his life. It doesn't mean he drops his responsibilities or abandons his dreams. No, it means he weaves you into all of it. You are not separated from his goals, you are part of his goals. You are not an afterthought, you are the thought that keeps showing up. You'll see it in the small gestures, calling to check on you, making sure you're okay, asking how your day was, remembering the details you shared. You'll see it in the big gestures, standing by you when things get tough, defending you when others doubt, showing up for you when it would have been easier to disappear. True love doesn't just whisper, "I love you." It demonstrates over and over, "You come first with me." Confusion, on the other hand, is the enemy of love. If you're always left guessing, if you're constantly wondering where you fit in his world, that's not love. That's uncertainty dressed up as affection. Love doesn't live in the shadows. Love is clear. When he prioritizes you, you don't spend nights questioning, you don't wake up in doubt. You can rest in the certainty that his actions align with his words. He doesn't have to keep explaining himself because his consistency speaks louder than any explanation. And here's something important. Prioritizing you is not just about being present when it's easy. Anybody can be around when things are fun, when life is smooth, when everything feels light. But true love prioritizes you when it's inconvenient. When money is tight, when stress is heavy, when family drama rises, when the world is pulling him in different directions. If he still makes sure you know you matter, then you're seeing real love in action. Because love that only works when it's easy is not love at all. Love that only shows up when it costs nothing is just performance. The truth is revealed when it costs him something. Time, energy, pride, sacrifice. That's when you see whether or not you are really prioritized. True love doesn't make you feel like you're competing. You don't have to battle with his phone, his friends, his work, his hobbies, or his habits just to get a piece of him. When you are prioritized, he naturally sets boundaries around the things that try to steal his attention, because he knows where his focus belongs. You are not an option floating in a list of other options. You are the choice he keeps making, day after day. And you feel it, not because he says it once, but because he keeps proving it. This is why so many people settle for confusion, thinking it's normal. But when you've experienced real love, you understand there is nothing confusing about it. When you are prioritized, there's peace. You feel secure, you feel valued, you feel like you belong. You're not left wondering, does he care? Am I important? Does he think about me? You already know the answer because his actions leave no room for doubt. And let me tell you, that kind of security is priceless. So when a man truly loves you, prioritization is not negotiable. It's natural. It flows out of him because he understands your worth. He sees your value, and he refuses to put you in a position where you ever have to question it. He shows up for you, he stands by you, he places you at the center of his decisions, and he makes sure the relationship never feels like a second thought. That's how true love speaks, not in confusion, but in clarity, consistency, and commitment. When a man truly loves you, his time becomes one of the clearest ways he shows it. Time is the most valuable resource we have because once it is gone, it can never be replaced. A man can lose money and make it back. He can lose opportunities and find new ones. But when he spends time with you, that is a choice he makes from the deepest place of value. Real love doesn't keep you waiting for a spare moment or leftover attention. Real love makes time for you because you matter. It's not about how much free time he has. It's about how he chooses to spend the time he does have. That is where you see the difference between someone who is interested and someone who is committed. Interest will give you whatever is convenient, but true love will carve out moments even in the middle of the storm. Consistency is the heartbeat of true love. Anybody can show up once in a while. Anybody can do something special when they feel like it. But it takes real love to keep showing up day after day, season after season. Love that is inconsistent leaves you wondering where you stand, but love that is consistent gives you security. You know that no matter what is happening, he will be there. He doesn't vanish when life gets hard. He doesn't give you excuses when things become uncomfortable. His consistency is proof that his words are not just promises but commitments. When a man truly loves you, he doesn't make you live in uncertainty. He understands that love without consistency is confusion, and confusion is not love. Think about how consistency builds trust. Every time he shows up when he says he will, every time he calls when he promised, every time he keeps his word in the small things, your heart begins to rest. You stop worrying about whether he will disappear because his actions have taught you to trust him. That trust is not built overnight, it is built brick by brick through repeated actions. A man who loves you doesn't just give you a grand gesture once in a while, he builds a pattern of care, a rhythm of presence, a lifestyle of making you feel valued. That's what separates real love from temporary emotion. Now, consistency doesn't mean perfection. No one gets it right every time, but when a man loves you, you'll notice that even in his mistakes, he corrects himself. He doesn't just apologize with words, he apologizes with changed behavior. He doesn't want to risk losing your trust, so he works to make sure his actions line up with his intentions. Love is not about flawless execution, it is about faithful dedication. A man who truly loves you will stumble at times, but he will not allow those stumbles to become habits that break your heart. Instead, he uses them as reminders to love you better, to be more present, to be more consistent. And let's not forget how time and consistency reveal priorities. When he loves you, you are not waiting endlessly for his attention while he gives his best energy to everything else. He manages his life in a way that makes room for you. If he's busy, he still checks in. If he's tired, he still shows effort. If he has dreams and goals, he includes you in the journey instead of leaving you behind. Love that is true does not ask you to always sit on the sidelines. Love that is true makes sure you are part of the team. You see it not only in how he shows up when life is smooth, but especially in how he shows up when life is demanding. Consistency in love is also about emotional stability. You don't get whiplash from his moods. One day he's warm, the next day he's distant. That's not love, that's uncertainty. A man who loves you consistently gives you emotional safety. You know how he feels about you because it doesn't change with the weather. He doesn't treat you like you're disposable when he's stressed. He doesn't pull away whenever things feel heavy. His love is steady, and that steadiness creates an environment where you can grow. When love is consistent, you feel safe to dream, safe to open up, safe to be yourself. There's also power in the way he spends his time with you. It's not just about quantity but quality. He is present when he's with you. He's not scrolling through his phone while you're talking. He's not distracted by every little thing around him. He looks at you, listens to you, engages with you because he values the moment. That presence is proof of love. Anyone can be physically near you but emotionally absent. True love doesn't do that. True love gives you focused time that communicates, you matter right now. Consistency also means showing up in every dimension of life, physically, emotionally, spiritually, mentally. He's not just consistent in taking you out to dinner. He's consistent in supporting your dreams, encouraging your growth, protecting your heart, and building with you. He doesn't just show up when there's fun to be had. He shows up when there are tears, when there are fears, when there are battles to fight. And through it all, his presence doesn't waver. That's how you know it's real. When you look at his time and his consistency, you see love in its truest form. Not love that leaves you doubting, not love that feels unstable, but love that keeps reassuring you without words. He doesn't have to convince you every day that he loves you, because the way he spends his time and the way he consistently shows up already proves it. When a man is truly in love, one of the most powerful things he does is protect your heart. He understands that your heart is not just an organ beating in your chest, but the seat of your emotions, your trust, your faith, your hope, and your vulnerability. Protecting your heart means he refuses to play with it, he refuses to gamble with it, he refuses to treat it as if it were disposable. A man in love knows the weight of the responsibility he carries when you give him access to your heart, and he does not take it lightly. He guards your emotions, he watches over your trust, he ensures that you never feel unsafe with him. Protection doesn't mean he shields you from every pain in life, but it does mean that he will not be the source of your pain by carelessness or betrayal. A man who loves you protects you from lies, from disrespect, from inconsistency, and from anything that could destroy the bond you share. Protection is not always about grand heroic gestures. Often it is about the daily decisions that prove your well-being matters to him. He chooses honesty over deceit because he knows lies crack the foundation of love. He chooses loyalty over temptation because he knows your trust is priceless. He chooses kindness over harshness because he understands that words can wound deeper than knives. When he loves you, he is intentional about what he says, how he treats you, and the way he considers your feelings before he acts. That is what it means to guard your heart. It is not about perfection, but about intentionality. He wants to be a safe place for you, a place where your soul can rest. At the same time, a man in love does not just protect your heart, he fuels your vision. Love is not selfish. Love wants to see the other person flourish. When he truly loves you, he does not shrink your dreams, he does not belittle your goals, and he does not compete with your purpose. Instead, he becomes your biggest cheerleader, the one who claps for you when the world stays silent, the one who pushes you when you feel like giving up, the one who sees greatness in you even when you doubt yourself. Fueling your vision means he doesn't just tolerate your ambitions, he invests in them. He asks about your goals, he helps you strategize, he celebrates your progress, and he stands by your side when obstacles arise. Many relationships fail because one partner feels unsupported or held back. But when a man truly loves you, he doesn't hold you back. He propels you forward. He understands that your vision is part of who you are, and if he wants to love you fully, he must also love your calling, your passion, and your dreams. He doesn't feel threatened by your success. He feels inspired by it. He doesn't compare himself to you. He partners with you. He knows that your win is his win, your growth is his growth, and your purpose is connected to his. Protecting your heart and fueling your vision go hand in hand because one gives you safety while the other gives you freedom. Safety without freedom feels like a cage, and freedom without safety feels like chaos. But when a man loves you enough to protect your heart and fuel your vision, you have both. You feel secure enough to trust him with your emotions, and you feel empowered enough to chase the life you were created for. His protection gives you peace. His support gives you momentum. Together, those two things create a love that is unshakable. Consider how rare it is to find someone who can do both. Many men can protect in part. They may keep you safe physically, but neglect your emotions. Others may encourage your vision, but fail to respect your heart. True love is different because it does both. He will not expose you to unnecessary pain, and he will not dim your light. Instead, he will guard your spirit while igniting your fire. You will know it because you will feel both at ease and inspired in his presence. You will feel that he is not just protecting who you are, but also investing in who you are becoming. And fueling your vision is not only about big achievements, it is also about the small daily reminders that he believes in you. When you doubt yourself, he reminds you of your strength. When you are tired, he offers his encouragement. When you have an idea, he listens without dismissing it. When you achieve even a small victory, he celebrates it as if it were the biggest moment in the world. That kind of support is priceless because it keeps your fire alive. It tells you that you are not alone in your journey. You have a partner who is fully invested in your success. When a man protects your heart and fuels your vision, he is showing that his love is bigger than emotion, it is action. Love is not just a feeling, it is a choice expressed in consistent behavior. His love covers you like a shield, and it also lifts you like the wind beneath your wings. You don't have to hide your dreams to keep him comfortable, and you don't have to hide your emotions to keep him present. He makes room for both because real love does not ask you to sacrifice your heart for your vision or your vision for your heart. It honors both equally. Love, when it is true, creates an environment where safety is not just physical but emotional, mental, and spiritual. Feeling safe means you can rest in the relationship without fear of betrayal, abandonment, or judgment. It means you can be your authentic self without pretending, without shrinking, without wearing a mask. A man who truly loves you will never make you feel like you have to walk on eggshells around him. He gives you the security of knowing that your feelings matter, your words carry weight, and your heart is honored. Safety in love is about knowing you won't be ridiculed for your vulnerabilities, your past won't be used against you, and your mistakes won't be magnified to make you feel small. It is about having a safe place to fall when the world outside feels harsh. Support is another pillar of love that transforms everything. Support means he is not only present during the good times, but stands firm when storms come. It means he doesn't back away when life gets difficult, and he doesn't leave you to fight your battles alone. Instead, he steps into the fight with you. He helps carry the weight, he provides encouragement, and he lends his strength when yours runs low. Support is not always about big gestures. Often it shows up in the quiet ways he lets you know he's with you. He asks how he can help, he listens when you need to vent, he reassures you when doubts creep in. He becomes a partner who adds to your strength instead of draining it. When love is supportive, you never feel like you're facing the world alone, because you know someone is standing right there, holding you up. Being valued is the piece that ties it all together. To be valued in love is to be appreciated not just for what you do, but for who you are. It means your presence is cherished, your efforts are recognized, and your worth is acknowledged daily. A man who truly loves you does not take you for granted. He does not assume you'll always be there while he gives you the bare minimum. Instead, he treats you as someone priceless, someone whose value is far above material things. He shows gratitude for your love, your care, and your sacrifices. Being valued is about being seen, being heard, and being respected in every way. When you are valued, you don't feel like you have to beg for attention or prove your worth. It is already acknowledged. When love makes you feel safe, supported, and valued, it creates peace inside your soul. Safety allows you to trust, support gives you strength, and being valued gives you confidence. Together, they create a foundation so strong that outside pressures cannot easily break it. Without safety, love feels unstable. Without support, love feels lonely. Without value, love feels hollow. But when all three are present, love becomes a source of empowerment. It becomes a place where you can grow without fear, where you can dream without limits, and where you can thrive without apology. Safety in love also brings healing. Many people come into relationships with wounds from their past: betrayal, neglect, rejection, or abandonment. A man who truly loves you understands this and makes sure he does not repeat the patterns that hurt you before. He proves through his actions that he is different, that with him your heart can find rest. He doesn't dismiss your fears, instead he reassures them. He doesn't exploit your weaknesses, instead he covers them. Safety becomes the foundation where your heart can recover, rebuild, and trust again. Support also shows itself in how he celebrates your individuality. He doesn't try to change you into someone else. He supports who you already are and who you are becoming. He doesn't clip your wings to keep you close. He encourages you to fly higher while still standing by your side. His support gives you the courage to take risks, to chase dreams, and to step into your full potential because you know you are not stepping alone. He believes in your ability even when you question yourself, and his belief becomes the fuel that pushes you forward. Value is reflected in respect. When a man values you, he respects your boundaries, your opinions, and your choices. He doesn't dismiss your perspective, and he doesn't belittle your voice. Instead, he honors your thoughts, he seeks your input, and he acknowledges your contributions. Value is not just expressed in words of affection, but in daily actions that say, "I see you, I appreciate you, I honor you." Being valued means he treats you as a partner, not an accessory, as an equal, not an inferior. It means he sees your worth and makes sure you never forget it. The beauty of love that makes you feel safe, supported, and valued is that it becomes a love you can rest in, not a love you have to constantly chase or question. You don't spend nights wondering where you stand, you don't spend days doubting your place, and you don't spend your energy fighting to be seen. Instead, you live in the security of knowing you are protected, in the strength of knowing you are supported, and in the joy of knowing you are valued. That is what true love looks like when it is lived out daily.